Picture this. You're standing off to the side at a family gathering or a work event and someone decides to wander over and chat. They mean well, but what comes out of their mouth sets your teeth on edge. It's yet another attempt to fit you into a neat little box, another push to open up about things you find personal or demands to justify the way you live. These moments can be especially frustrating for a Sigma male, someone who has mastered the art of staying true to himself despite relentless pressure from the outside world. Sigma males operate on their own terms, uninterested in playing society's game or explaining their choices to everyone who crosses their path. Deep down, they have walked their own road, learned their own lessons, and refused to yield. Their silence and independence aren't about being rude or closed off, but about protecting what they hold dear, their freedom and authenticity. In this passage, we'll delve into 8 specific conversations that Sigma males avoid at all costs. Each of these reflects a fundamental clash between the Sigma's mindset and societal expectations. Listen closely and find out why these interactions are so unwelcome.
1. Unsolicited advice on their life choices.
Imagine sitting alone on a park bench, enjoying a quiet afternoon. You've spent years developing your own sense of direction. You've tasted failure, savored success, and worked through countless midnight doubts. Then a well-meaning acquaintance waltzes in, offering you a better way without understanding where you've come from or where you're heading. It's like someone strolling into your workshop and rearranging your tools without asking. Sigma males find such moments irritating because their path is born of self-reliance. Every decision they make, how they work, where they live, whom they befriend, stems from authentic convictions, not some paint-by-numbers life plan. Unsolicited advice feels intrusive because it undermines the effort and thought they've invested in crafting their unique path. For a Sigma, life isn't about following a predefined script. It's about forging a legacy rooted in individuality. When someone hands them a roadmap they never asked for, it's not just unhelpful, it's an affront to their autonomy. This irritation is compounded by the fact that most unsolicited advice is superficial or based on assumptions. It ignores the complexities and nuances of the Sigma's journey. By rejecting such advice, Sigmas reaffirm their commitment to living authentically, on their own terms.
2. Forced discussions about emotions.
Imagine a dimly lit living room at a gathering where everyone is expected to spill their guts for the sake of intimacy. The Sigma male stands in the corner, arms folded, eyes observing. He's not emotionless, quite the opposite. He may feel everything deeply, but he believes that feelings are like seeds planted in secret soil. They take root in private spaces, watered by honest self-reflection. When someone corners him and insists he open up, it feels like they're trying to rip those seeds out of the ground before they've even sprouted. It's invasive. Sigmas process emotions in silence, sorting through each feeling on their own terms and revealing them only to those they truly trust. Forced emotional show and tell cheapens what should be a naturally earned form of closeness. For Sigmas, emotional depth isn't about dramatic displays or public confessions. It's about internal growth and private introspection. They believe that emotions should be shared sparingly and meaningfully, not paraded for the sake of conformity. When pressured to participate in these shallow exchanges, they feel their authenticity being compromised. Their refusal to engage isn't a rejection of emotion but a defense of its sanctity.
3. Why they don't celebrate holidays or events like everyone else.
Picture the holiday season in full swing, colorful lights, endless parties, and a social calendar crammed with obligations. Most people join this parade without question, but a Sigma male sees these events as hollow rituals if they hold no genuine meaning to him. It's not that he despises joy or connection, he merely refuses to pretend that a designated day on the calendar magically makes something meaningful. If he celebrates, it's because the moment feels right, the company is chosen, and the reason resonates. He'd rather share a quiet meal with a close friend, savoring real conversation, than join a noisy crowd celebrating for celebration's sake. Sigma's reluctance to partake in conventional festivities stems from their deep-seated need for authenticity. They're not interested in superficial gestures or societal expectations. Instead, they value moments that are genuine and heartfelt. By opting out of hollow traditions, they make a powerful statement about the importance of living sincerely. Their silence during these occasions isn't a sign of disdain, but a protest against inauthenticity.
4. Why they avoid forced optimism.
Imagine sitting in a conference room where the speaker insists that everyone chant affirmations and put on big smiles. A Sigma male sees through that charade. He knows life's ups and downs aren't solved by ignoring the valleys. True strength comes from facing hardship, not sugarcoating it. Sigmas believe that acknowledging struggle is how real progress happens. The world might call them cynical, but they'd argue it's just honesty. When pushed into relentless positivity circles, they can't help but think it's a mask, one that hides the raw truth and grit of reality that shapes real character. They'd rather taste the sour to appreciate the sweet than pretend the sour doesn't exist. Forced optimism feels disingenuous to Sigmas because it denies the complexity of human experience. They value resilience over pretense, growth over comfort. By rejecting these shallow displays, they champion a more authentic approach to life's challenges. Their refusal to just smile and go along is a testament to their commitment to truth and integrity.
5. Why they don't apologize for their standards.
Visualize a coworker questioning why the Sigma male won't accept mediocre results on a project, or a friend hinting that he's too picky about the company he keeps. This man won't bow his head in apology. His standards are the guardrails of his life, honed through trial and error. They ensure he doesn't waste time on shallow friendships or half-baked efforts. Every standard exists for a reason, often carved from past lessons he refuses to forget. If that makes him hard to please or difficult to impress, so be it. He's not about to trade his integrity for convenience or compromise the qualities he's spent his life upholding. For Sigmas, standards aren't arbitrary. They're a reflection of their values and priorities. They believe that settling for less undermines the very foundation of their identity. By holding firm to their expectations, they preserve their authenticity and ensure that their lives remain aligned with their core principles. Their refusal to lower their standards isn't about arrogance, it's about self-respect.
6. Being asked about something extremely simple.
Picture standing in a hardware store aisle, where someone steps up and asks a painfully basic question, something that a 2-second online search could answer. The Sigma male grits his teeth. It's not about superiority, it's about efficiency and respect. He values clear thinking and self-sufficiency. Why pull another person away from their thoughts for something trivial? Sure, he understands the need for small talk, but deep down, it feels wasteful. He hungers for conversations that challenge the mind, not ones that skim the surface of the obvious. He wants exchanges that spark ideas, not those that numb the brain with needless repetition. For Sigmas, the irritation lies in the missed opportunity for depth. They crave intellectual stimulation and meaningful dialogue. When confronted with shallow interactions, they feel their time and energy being squandered. Their reluctance to engage in these exchanges is a reflection of their commitment to growth and learning.
7. Overly personal questions.
Imagine sharing a drink with an acquaintance who suddenly demands to know intimate details about your childhood, relationships, or inner struggles. For a Sigma male, such prying feels like someone barging through a locked door. He guards his personal life fiercely, allowing only a chosen few beyond the threshold. Privacy is power. It gives him the space to think independently and the freedom to evolve without outside meddling. When someone tries to pry open his world without having earned that trust, he retreats behind a wall of silence, quietly refusing to surrender what he holds dear. Sigma's preference for privacy isn't about secrecy, it's about boundaries. They understand the value of protecting their inner world from unnecessary scrutiny. By maintaining these boundaries, they preserve their autonomy and ensure that their relationships are built on trust and respect. Their silence in the face of intrusive questions is a testament to their strength and self-awareness.
8. their unusual career ambitions.
Picture the puzzled faces of coworkers when the Sigma male shares his plans. Maybe he's leaving a stable corporate job to start a niche artisan business, or turning down promotions to master a craft few respect. Society wants to fit every career into a neat category. His ambitions refuse to bow to that norm. He's out to create something that resonates with his core beliefs, even if it doesn't promise easy fame or quick riches. Explaining himself to those who measure success by conventional standards is pointless. He'd rather prove them wrong or right by simply doing the work and letting the results speak for themselves. What they see as strange, he sees as authentic purpose. For Sigmas, career choices are deeply personal. They're driven by passion and principle, not societal expectations. By pursuing unconventional paths, they challenge the status quo and redefine success on their own terms. Their refusal to conform isn't about rebellion, it's about authenticity. On a final note, this is the quiet truth about the Sigma male's world. It's a world built from selective silence, chosen battles, and deep-rooted principles. He's not out to offend or belittle anyone. He simply refuses to waste breath on conversations that chip away at his independence or dull his edge. Do you agree with the points mentioned here?
We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. For more deep dives into the Sigma male mindset, be sure to check out our other content. Thank you for being a part of our community.